Hi everybody, how you doing? I hope you're all right. It's pretty dreary here in Scotland. There's rain and clouds, and it's all a bit miserable. So let's look at guitars, eh? So this one is one that I got a couple of weeks ago. It's an Epiphone Inspired by Gibson J45. There'll be plenty of close-ups throughout the video, so you can have a proper look. I bought it because I mainly do solo acoustic gigs these days, and I've been carting my trusty 20-odd-year-old Taylor around, and it's getting a bit knackered, to be honest. So I bought this to kind of be a gigging guitar along with my Alvarez Masterworks, which is in a much earlier video. I'd seen all the reviews on YouTube and stuff, and read a lot of good things about them as well. I can't afford a £3,000 Gibson, so this is the next best thing. So it's kind of a first impressions, but I've already gigged out with it. I've already tried it a couple of times out live, so I'm coming from that perspective. I've restrung. I haven't really done much on the setup. I'll show you some shots of the action and stuff. It just plays really nicely. Just nice and comfortable, really. Chunky-ish neck. It's got quite a, you probably won't see it from this, but it's got a C profile, but it's quite a full C profile. Certainly compared to my Alvarez, which feels like, you know, a super thin shredder neck compared to this one. But this one is, for longer gigs, this is more comfortable. Because it isn't rounded, but it feels rounded. It feels nice in my hand. Neck's fairly straight, tiny bit of relief, and that's how I like it. And I've restrung it now with Elixir Nano Webs, 12s. I was using D'Addario coated string. I have to use coated strings because I'm really sweaty when I play, and I just kill strings. So I was using the D'Addario ones, but I was having kind of tuning issues and stuff with them. I don't know if it's the strings or just, you know, the way I was using them, whatever, but we didn't get on, and I find them quite metallic as well in comparison. So I've gone back to my old Elixirs, quite pleased with them so far. So, all solid wood construction. There's a bone, saddle and nut. Plastic pins, might change them out. They're not making a huge difference, to be honest, compared to my other guitars. I've got ebony pins in them, but, you know, I might experiment if I get bored one day, but it's not urgent. There's a Fishman Sonitone pickup, well, preamp, and then I think it's a Sony Core pickup. I think that's the correct way around. So a bog standard piezo thing, which is fine. I may put, I've got Soundhole pickups in my other guitars. I may do that with this, but I kind of like the aesthetic of having it open like this, so I may just leave it because I use a preamp pedal and everything anyway, so I can colour the sound how I like it. The piezo just gives me a basic tone, and it's not horrific. I had an LR Bags that came element that came with the Alvarez, and I didn't like that at all. That was really tinny. This is meant to be a lower end one, this pickup, but actually it sounds a little bit better to my ears. So I don't know. You know what it's like with guitar stuff. Everybody likes different things. So anyway, enough of that. So I'll play a couple of chordy bits so you can hear it. I won't plug it in today, but I will do a separate video with it. I've got a Laney acoustic amp that I'll plug it into, and I'll set all that up properly. My experience with it so far, new strings, so not entirely in tune, but I'll sort that out in a minute, is it's a really good gigging guitar. It's a really good workhorse. I got a nice one. I tried this out in Guitar in Edinburgh before I bought it, so I didn't have to wait for it to come through the post and not know what I was getting. So I had a good play around with it, and it fitted perfectly, been set up really nicely, and it rings. It's a Canon, you know, it really rings out. Some people have said the thick scratch plate stroke pick guard will often inhibit the sound, but that's not been my experience at all. I mean, obviously I don't know what it's like with it off. It might come alive, but it feels pretty alive to me now. It's very mid-focused. It's it's very, my Taylor's quite hi-fi in a lot of ways, even though it's old. It's, you know, still a bit of a Canon, but it's quite open. This one, which still has to open up a little bit, is like somebody punching you in the face repeatedly, but you're quite enjoying it. That's kind of the best way to do it, to describe it. You know, it does the job that I need for playing in noisy pubs. So I'm just going to do a quick tune-up, and then I shall play you some chords. We'll do a little bit of finger picking. Not that much of a finger picker, but you get the idea. And then strumming without a pick. So I hope that's given you a bit of an overview, a bit of an idea about how it sounds. I'll do a plugged-in demo separately. There's not only so much I can show you with an acoustic guitar, really. You have to hear it in the room. It is really resonant. If you get a chance to try one of these out, go for it. They've dropped down in price a little bit now, so I got mine for just under 600 quid. The J200 version, I think, is about 800 still, or 750, and the Hummingbird's about the same. I haven't tried those, but, you know, if they're like this, then it's a no-brainer, really. The one thing is, excuse me, the one thing is it's a little bit heavy, but so am I, so we fit together nicely. If heavy guitars put you off, then you might want to try one first, because it's solid, it's really well built, which is fine, because I like robust feeling guitars, so it's good for me. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was useful. If you've got any experience of them, stick them in the comments, and hopefully I'll get to try out some of the other ones one day, like the Hummingbird and the J200, but we'll see. But thanks for watching, I appreciate it, and if you liked what you saw, make sure you subscribe.